And a very good morning. Welcome, guys and girls, to the Daily Punt Saturday TV preview with my good self, David Massey. Beautiful morning outside. Very much looking forward to my trip to Ascot a little bit later on this morning. Shame some of the fields have caught up. We've not got big fields again. Does seem to have been a season where we've been blighted by small fields, not just in the novice chasers. That's obviously something that needs looking at, I think, next season. But in general, I we probably say it every year, and it's probably our memories playing tricks on us, but I can't remember a season that's been quite as wet as this one. Wherever you've gone, I was at Fontwell earlier in the week and Fakenham yesterday, and the ground on both occasions, very, very testing, very cloying ground. And it's got to dry up pretty quick. Hopefully spring is around the corner looking at it, and this ground is going to dry up quick enough, ready for the Cheltenham Festival in just over 3 weeks' time. How frightening is that? Just around the corner. Anyway, we'll crack on with today's first race at Ascot. Is the 150. The ones that we'll be looking at is the Reynoldstown. Only the four runners, but a fascinating little contest with Black Courton in attendance. One of the revelations of the season. Black Courton just keeps on winning, not necessarily improving, but just beating whatever's put in front of him, and struck up a great relationship with Bryony Frost. As I've said before, my worry with Black Courton, I keep saying it, and I keep getting proven wrong, is that at some point all this racing, he's been on the go really since last summer. Don't forget, it's going to catch up with him at some point. He's been put in his favourite this morning, but the one I like in receipt of £7 down the bottom is Miss Parfois, who's been really impressive last couple of outings. Stays well in the mud, has jumped really well. I think that's a key point. Jumped so well. Good chance that Miss Parfois is going to go from the front here today and say, "Catch me if you can," I think, in the small field, and she might just take a little bit of pegging back, I think. Especially, as I say, if the ground was a bit better, I think Black Courton would have a chance of getting to her. But I'll take Miss Parfois, and hopefully she can give Duel at Dawn in turn, who's one of my anti-post picks for the festival, give that form a bit of a boost. Duel at Dawn was giving her a couple of pounds last time at Warwick when he finished second to her, and I do think he's a lively outsider for either the Kinmure or the National Hunt or the National Hunt Chase, whichever one he goes for. Mount Muse is no morgue, needs to improve a little bit to get to the front two, and as I say, I think for me, of the four, Miss Parfois looks the one. Next race is this limited handicap, the Calbray Swinley Chase, just short of 3 miles. Lost a bit of the interest in this now with Gold Present being a non-runner this morning. He, by far and away, looked the most likely winner here. Winning this probably en route to a crack at one of the handicaps at the festival, I should have said. But he's out of it now, and it gives the 6 that's left. It's a fairly ordinary look to it. It's a bit of a dice roll now. You can give all 6 some sort of a squeak. Manila Dandy, I know, has been put up in 1 or 2 quarters. He'll come on an awful lot for that first run. Looks like he's got more in the tank. Looks reasonably handicapped. Another venture. There were decent pace on here, despite there's only 6 runners, because there aren't many hold-up horses here. Regal Encore's probably the only true hold-up horse in the race, I think. So you're going to have the likes of Another Venture and Manila Daddy and Tenor Nivene probably all sort of cracking on with this from the front. And I just think that might set it up for Hollybush Henry again today. What a season Hollybush Henry's had. Been mixing sort of fences with hurdles. Been doing very well over both. A horse I've always liked. I liked him a lot when he was with Graham McPherson. For whatever reason, Graham just couldn't seem to quite get to the bottom of him. I did put him up as a lively outsider when he ran in the Supreme, and he just found it all happening a bit too quick for him that day. But he has got a touch of class. Phil Middleton's doing really well with him. James Bone, great booking, and I think he'll just be the one that sits in behind. I think there'll be the front 3, and then he'll be just sort of sitting sort of fourth in behind them. And I take him to pick them off again late and continue his good season. Onto this handicap hurdle then next, the Garden Show handicap hurdle, just over 2 miles and 3 furlongs. I do like Court Minstrel. He'll win one this spring, Court Minstrel, but it won't be today. I don't think. He needs to come down a few more pound. He wants better ground than this, and probably a stronger pace than he's likely to get today. Should be a reasonable pace on Solstice Star. Will make sure that it's an even gallop at least. And there's one I really like in here, and that's Le Patriot of Richard Newlands. Brian Hughes is going to take the ride today. Very eye-catching in the Lanzarote. Ran on into midfield that day. And then on the face of it, disappointing at Cheltenham last time. But I think there are excuses for that run. particularly the way that the race panned out. Two of them set off in front, Armerling and Remeluk, went off at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and nothing chased them down, and as such they were able to more or less dominate the race, and they finished first and third. Of those that were sort of held up mid-division, the Patriot did best of them, never really just got to them, so I'm happy to forgive him that. Cheap pieces on today, and as I say, Brian Hughes, I think this track will suit him more. He'll be able to sit nearer the pace than he did at Cheltenham. I don't think it's going to be another one of those races, and for me, I think he's just the sort of horse that Richard Newland does well with. I think there's improvement to come from him. I'll take him to come out on top and beat the likes of Kildisart and Diegman. Kildisart's form looks pretty good. It's all ones and twos, and it's hard to knock what he's done on the face of it, but that speed figure's just sort of missing yet for me. And similarly, Diegman's won a couple of races up north that were, not egg and spoon, but they weren't 1,000,000 miles off and needs to do better today. They're both priced accordingly because, of course, Diegman's got Barry Geraghty on today and people are expecting the improvement to come. And similarly, Kildisart with the good form figures, they're priced accordingly. I'd have the Patriot a bit near to the front too, I think, in the market here. And I certainly wouldn't be, against him running well today. I think he'll go well. Friday Night Lights, another one that appears to be improving a little bit. I saw him win at Newbury. It was a competitive enough event, but I didn't really think a great deal to the form of the race. So I think he's got a bit more to prove today. And the likes of Fix the Cap, Stowaway Magic, both blotted the copybooks over fences last time. They're both coming back to hurdles today. Got enough on their plate for me. So I'm happy to row in with Le Patriot. And then on to the Betfair Chase. Great race this. Coney Island was a bit shorter than this in the week, and I was really sort of quite keen to take Coney Island on. Mainly because I was at Ascot when he won last time. I didn't think his jumping was very impressive. In the middle of the race, he got completely outspeeded by a horse that, with all respect, to Adrien Dupont, he wouldn't be holding a candle to a few of these. And I think it was only Adrien Dupont's exuberance that sort of cost him. That he got very tired very quick, and it was possibly made to look a little bit better than it was. The result with Coney Island winning quite easily. So you're looking through the rest of them. The obvious two are Top Notch and Waiting Patiently. Top Notch is the one that's sort of proven at this grade, really. It's not the biggest. You always worry how okay if he does make a mistake, but he's jumping in the main. He's really good, actually, for a little one. Won't mind the ground. Obviously, this course and distance suits him really well, as he showed a couple of runs back. He's probably the one to beat. Waiting Patiently might be the sort of king in waiting, if you like. Has developed a really nice habit of just winning races. Very impressive at Kempton last time. Easy enough to sort of say, well, it was only Art Moresque that finished second. Art Moresque is a decent sort on his day, and he put him to bed pretty easily. I wish there was 8 in this, because if there were, I'd be having a little bit each way on Speredek again, who just keeps on rolling and keeps on improving. People are worried about the trip today for Speredek. I'm not worried about the trip. Don't forget, he's won over 2.7 over hurdles, and he didn't just fall in that day. He looked beaten, then rallied. He's not short of stamina, Speredek, and he was the only one really to sort of try and serve it up to Underso here last time. He paid for those efforts late on, but he wasn't losing any further ground from sort of 400 yards out. He was plugging away, and he was sticking to it after the last. He's absolutely he's almost guaranteed an easy lead here. And as I say, I wish it was the 8 runners, because at around about sort of 25, 28. So I think you're going to get a good run for your money with Speredek each way. I shall probably end up sort of having a small win bet on him, and then backing in 3 places on the Betfair market will be the way I sort of play him, because I think there are horses in here. When you look at it objectively, to finish in the first 3 here, he's probably got to beat 2 of these. And what have you got? Traffic Fluids just looks a shadow of the novice, that showed so much promise. Frodon, really impressive at Cheltenham last time, but did he get a bit of a golden highway up that inside? It was very interesting listening to Bryony Frost afterwards saying that she was determined to stick to that inside route because she thought the ground was better up there. So maybe that run is a little bit overrated, a little bit better than it looks. Q Card, for all that we love Q Card, I can see him going off a 14 chance here. I really can. I don't think it's clear now he's not the horse that perhaps he once was. And as I've said all along with Q Card, though I wasn't jumping on the bandwagon with this at all at the beginning of the season. You will always have a chance against Q Card because he will make a mistake or two somewhere along the line. So effectively you're looking at Spiridek possibly having to beat one or two of these to get himself into the frame, and I can see him doing that. So as I say, Spiridek, small win bet, slightly bigger bet, 3 places will be the way that I'm going to play this race, I think. Over at Wincanton, we've got the Kingwell today, the 245 there, which again looks a little bit of a match on the face of it between Chittibello, Call Me Lord, both of whom have sort of outside claims in what's looking not a weak champion hurdle. It's not going to be a weak champion hurdle if last season's winner turns up again, and Bouverdare's now looking like, as long as he turns up on the day with a leg in each corner, it's his to lose. But the places are wide open, and both Chittibello and Call Me Lord are sort of interesting outsiders for the champion hurdle. Both will be trying to stake a claim today. Chittibello gets the first time tongue tie today, got out battled by the new one at Haydock last time. Wouldn't be the first horse that's been out battled by the new one at Haydock, so you can hardly hold that against him. This will be more his sort of thing. Call Me Lord has won his last 2. Well, that's not true. He got beat in between by Dolos when he badly needed the run first time up. But he's won 2 handicaps, I should say, at Sandown. That would be the easiest way of putting it in around that run. Looked very impressive, I thought, last time when he defeated Merlin. The pair of them were well clear. Form of that is okay, it's fine. He's taking a step up here, he needs a bit more. Trainer's absolutely convinced that he'll only go right-handed, which, in terms of the champion hurdle, we're not going to learn anything else today if he does win. So interested. In a way, I want to sort of play against the front 2. I'm almost sort of tempted to lay the front 2 because I think you've got definite chances with Elgin, who's been underrated this season, and you've got half chances with both Flying Tiger and Cliffs of Dover. The worry with Cliffs of Dover is that he's going to need this after a run, and that the ground's just going to be too slow for him. Nevertheless, very much an improving horse last season before the layoff, so he's interesting on that. Flying Tiger, one of these days, will fall in again. He travels so well in his races. He'll be held up off the pace here. He's going to come with a run. He's definitely a back to lay for me at the prices, because I think you'll be able to trade him at least half the price that he is and give yourself your money back and possibly a free bet on him. He will fall in one of these days. He's finished off weakly so far, but I keep going back to that Cheltenham win last year, and he wasn't weak that day. Anything that gets up a Cheltenham Hill in a festival can't be that weak a finisher. So at some point, it's going to click again for Flying Tiger, and I wouldn't be ruling him out. And similarly, Elgin, who's got some top-class handicap form this season, didn't perform quite as badly as that 6th place last time makes out he did. Has to step up again, but again, you've got half chances with him. So I'm sort of quite tempted to lay the front 2 at short odds together at around about a sort of back 2 to 7 for the pair, and just see if you've got some sort of chance of getting them beat with the rest. And then the final one that we'll look at very quickly because we're running out of time. Over at Haydock, of course, we've got the Grand National Trial. What do I want to happen here? You know what I want to happen here, good people. I want Black Lion to come out and smash this lot into the ground, achieve a massive rating, get a rating of about 168 for it, and then on Tuesday morning, Nigel's surely going to have no option but to go for the Gold Cup. Come on, Nigel, get Black Lion in a Gold Cup. It's the most open Gold Cup for years. Stop mucking around with some grade 3 handicap at Aintree. No one's interested, no one cares. Get him in that Gold Cup, Nigel. That's what we want to see. Black Lion, he could run well today. I will say this, Black Lion could run well today, get beat, and still take a step forward, as it were, under such a massive weight. But I'd like to see him, I'd love to see him win again today. And then, it's at the back of Nigel's mind again now. He said so in the week. The word he used was tempting. It's tempting, he said, to go for the Gold Cup. And the very fact that he's left him in there suggests that, all options are still on the table. I really like Black Lion. He's one of my horses of the season. I shall be following him wherever he goes, whether it be, obviously, I'm on at anti-post for the Gold Cup, or if he does decide to go for the Grand National, I'll be getting in there as well. But please, come on, Nigel, get him in that Gold Cup for us. Right, guys, there we go. Best bet of the day for me today. I'm going with Le Patriot over at Ascot. I think you'll see a different horse today. Forget that Cheltenham run. It was a messy race. Le Patriot for me is the bet of the day. Best of luck with all your bets today, guys. See you all again next week. Thank you.